Yeah, as we were saying earlier, as part of the Pan-African vision of the Haitian people, the history of the struggle in Haiti, again, with the 21 nations, the 21 our people who came from various groups of people, the Hausas, the Mandingos, the Igbos, the Congos, and so many others, 21 altogether, came and federated, and this is what Haiti today is, Pan-African Federation. And so one of the things that struck me, and that's why with the latest research, it's so important, because Brother Dessalines, in the Proclamation of Independence, he mentioned about the French armies that it wasn't the French armies that defeated, that won some of the battles, but it was the confusion that they created in our minds. And I was very much pleased the other day to hear about Brother Toussaint Louverture and also his generals, Dessalines and Christophe, who had in mind to attack the slave trade, but to fight against it on the African continent itself. I'd never heard that before, and when I came across that recently, and it blew my mind, because that takes me to Cuba, the great role that Cuba played in terms of international solidarity in 1975 in the struggle in Southern Africa. But back then, Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, let's keep in mind that 2/3 of our foremothers and forefathers who took part in the Haitian Revolution, who were enslaved in Saint-Domingue, and that was the name of the colony, they had been born in Africa. 2/3 of them. And they were the ones who came together and overthrew and broke their chains and overthrew the system and declared and founded Haiti, calling the land Haiti, and saying that, and declared independence. But they had in mind to have an army and to go to fight against the slave trade on the continent of Africa. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at Cuba, the role that Cuba played, and I'm thinking, and when we see what our foremothers and forefathers also played that role in going to Venezuela, when Simon Bolivar came to Haiti, many of them volunteered and went with him to fight against Spanish colonialism. Not just Spanish colonialism, not just the word colonialism, but to abolish slavery. Everywhere they would be successful. That was the bottom line. The abolition of slavery, the abolition of the slave trade, and the system of colonialism. So that needs to be explored further. This is, to me, an inspiring example of the solidarity that our foremothers and forefathers had, that they practiced, that they put into practice, that they implemented. And today, as we face the challenges, their examples, their principles calls to us to rise up and to do the same. And that's what ALD, African Liberation Day, means to me concretely. Our foremothers and forefathers, their work, their vision that they have passed on to us, which is manifested in the streets of Haiti today. We see that in Senegal, in Nigeria, in so many other countries, but also right here in the Bay Area, in Oakland, in Minneapolis, in so many places, in Georgia, whatever form it takes. This is the spirit of revolution. This is the fire that Bob Marley talked about.